Hey guys, welcome to the Spooky Swan Podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Josh.
And this week is Listener's Week, Listener's Choice Week. And we are running a little tiny bit behind this week. Josh forgot to drink his Ovaltine, so he had an extreme, massive headache.
Yes, I apologize. It is my fault. I was not feeling well. So we are, what is this, a day late? 2 days late?
2 days late.
Oof.
Yeah, but don't worry, guys. Josh is going to be okay. I made him a doctor's appointment, so...
And I'm sipping my matcha. We're fine.
Yes, and he's eating better.
Yeah.
And, we're slowly bringing him back to life. So, yeah. Anyways, we got a good episode for you guys. Last month, if you remember what we did for a listener's choice, we did my coworker Tiffany's very first horror movie that she could remember from a little girl, which was Alice Sweet Alice. So this month we decided to go with a listener's choice of favorite horror movie. So this recommendation comes from my cousin Liz, which actually happens to be one of my coworkers also. And her favorite is House of Wax.
I literally have not watched this movie since it came out.
Really?
Yeah. It's been a minute.
I've watched it quite a bit of times.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's alright. You know what? It's a really good movie for the early 2000s. It's very early 2000s vibe of a horror movie. I always say, it's so funny because I just wrote House of Wax 2005. So I just discovered this one is a remake. Mm-hmm. But I know that this is the one specifically that my cousin enjoys. Not the original.
This is the one people think of when you say House of Wax.
House of Wax, you think of the... So it's funny, right down on my sheet, I put 2025, and it did not come out 2025. It came out 2005.
Although there is talks of either a remake or a sequel.
Please don't make another remake. I could do a sequel. Maybe with whole new characters.
You bring back Chad Michael Murray. I know he's not working, so
Michael Murray.
Not doing a whole lot
every time I see him, I giggle a little bit. He was I guess it's safe to say that he was like the heartthrob of like the early 2000s. I know your sister loves her some Chad Michael Murray. She loves him from One Tree Hill. My cousin and I said he looks better in Cinderella Story than he does Freaky Friday, and she's like vice versa. She's like, he looks better in Freaky Friday than he does Cinderella Story. And then our tiebreaker was to ask our lesbian friend, where does she find that he looks better? And she agreed with me, Cinderella Story. She says he looks like a grease ball in Freaky Friday.
He does.
He really does. I mean, that's the vibe, though. That, I guess, for that movie in particular.
There's a lot of people in this movie.
There is a lot of people in
big names.
This movie. I know that the guy who played Wade, he was in Gilmore Girls.
Jared Padalecki, and Supernatural.
So was Chad Michael Murray. He was also in Gilmore Girls.
This is true.
Yeah.
So if you like Gilmore Girls, you're gonna
if you like Gilmore Girls,
you got I can never say her first name right. Alicia Cuthbert.
Yeah, Alicia.
Mm-hmm. Who you would probably know. Well, some people would know her from like The Girl Next Door. More recently, The Ranch. She's been in a lot of Love Actually, like a shit ton of stuff. Jared Padalecki, like we said, Gilmore Girls, and Supernatural, and then Paris Hilton.
Paris Hilton. Every time I watch this film, I forget that she's in that film. I'm like, oh, there's Paris Hilton. I forgot she was in here. And it never fails for any time I put this movie on. People are like, is that Paris Hilton? I didn't know she was in here.
So she pops up in a lot of random places. One of which is one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Repo the Genetic Opera. She always, like, she does like doing horror. She's been in a couple things, but it's very random because she's not a great actor.
They're not terrible, though, either.
She's not terrible, but
It's way worse.
there's definitely been worse.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got John Abrahams, which people would know from Scary Movie 1. He was in Terrifier 3? When was that?
He probably got killed
Most
very
likely.
easily and quick.
Yeah.
Are you sure not in the... Wait, Terrifier 3?
It says he's in Terrifier 3.
Doesn't he get killed in the bar, too? Isn't he one of the people that gets killed in the bar?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it.
We'd have to rewatch that.
Which I'll gladly do.
Yeah. 3 was really funny. Plot-wise, you ain't watching it for a plot.
No, not at all.
Watch the second one for a plot.
Then there's Robert Richard, who I knew his face, and it was annoying me the whole time we were watching it. And then I thought back to a show that I know you never watched. It was out when we were kids, called Cousin Skeeter.
Nope.
And his cousin was a puppet.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
Hate puppets.
And then, of course, Brian Van Holt, which I know from Cougar Town, which is one of the funniest shows of all time.
Speaking of puppets, my first and last thought of puppets.
Sure.
Yesterday, I was driving Josh home from work, and I was playing my music, and Man-Child came on from Sabrina Carpenter, and then he goes, "Oh, this is a song she did with the Muppets."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Ew, don't ruin it for me."
Yeah, she sang it with all the Muppets, and it was very fun, and she did a whole episode of the show, and it was great.
Ew. So then after that, I had to just switch the song. I was like, I can't listen to this now. Thanks a lot.
You know what?
I don't like the Muppets.
They're just fun, and I don't know
They're
why you don't like them.
They're not.
It's
They're not
upsetting.
fun.
It's upsetting.
Nope. It's because the blue one killed my family.
Oh my, you always say this, and without context, people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In a dream. In a dream, a long ass time ago when I was a young child, I had a dream that I can't even remember or recall what the blue one's name is. I just remembered it was a blue Muppet. Killed my family.
I'm pretty sure.
And after that, I was like, nope, that's it for me. Don't like them.
You don't even like a Muppets Christmas Carol?
Ew,
was great.
I'm not watching any of that.
Muppet Treasure Island has Tim Curry. It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
I don't care.
You know, I'll watch it alone. I don't care.
I'll watch, it's for Tim Curry, Wild Thornberries. I'll watch that.
That's a very solid choice.
Or Fern Gully.
Oh, I love Fern Gully.
Because he plays, doesn't he play Hexus?
Sure does.
Yes, there you go.
I watched the video of him recording his big song, and
Uh-huh.
he's never looked more excited to sing something in his whole life.
He's great
He's
in
phenomenal.
animation. Yeah, but if I want to listen to his sweet, sweet voice, I'll do those.
Or Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror. Yeah, you're right. Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
How did we get into a Tim Curry review now?
That's what every episode should be, is a Tim Curry review. But yeah, so we watched House of Wax. We watched this Wednesday, because I was dying on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm like, you were kind of dying every day, but yeah, we did. I think we watched it Wednesday.
Yeah.
I watched it not too long ago, too,
Yeah,
on a movie Monday night with the girls.
that's what it was, yeah. But, yeah, let's dive in, shall we?
Alrighty. You want to kick it off, or do you
Yeah.
want me to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Alrighty.
So it starts off, flashback, 1974, back then. You see a mother working in a kitchen on like a wax sculpture while her children are her one child is in a chair eating Cheerios like a good boy, little high chair, And then you hear screaming from the other room as the father drags their other son in, kicking and screaming. And he's like, I don't know what's up with him today. And they strap him to his high chair and duct tape him, and he scratches his mom, and she starts bleeding, and she slaps him across the face. And title card, House of Wax. And boy, oh boy. I don't know why. A lot of the movies in the early 2000s always do a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing with House on Haunted Hill, the remake.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the most horrific shit like I've ever seen.
I kind of like flashbacks if they execute it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
If it has some type of relevant. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm tripping up on my words, but yes.
Synonym. Because I remember they did that for House on Haunted Hill, because it takes place in an asylum, and it starts off like in the 50s, and it's like a normal night, and then all the crazy people escape, and it gets like really fucked up.
I also like when movies have circular structure, which it begins where it ends.
Yeah.
And then it rewinds everything back, or it says like 3 days before or something, and then you see everything, and then everything just comes together.
Oh, makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. I love when they do that.
Yeah. It's always fun.
Yeah.
We cut back to present day, which 2005. We see a group of friends driving through Iowa on their way to like a massive college football championship game. I've never seen anybody this excited over college football, but they lose their minds in this movie over it. We have Carly, Alicia Cuthbert. She's meant to be the protagonist, like the reasonable protagonist. We have Nick. Chad Michael Murray is her brother who has a criminal record, just got out of jail for stealing a car. Wade, Jared Padalecki, that's Carly's boyfriend, who, I don't know, he's like a clean-cut guy. He's got a sweet classic car that I'm jealous of.
Yeah, he looks a little emo in this.
But
it's the early 2000s type of hairstyle.
Yeah. You have Paige, Paris Hilton, who's Carly's best friend, who's ditzy blonde. That's plays it in every movie.
They didn't really make her ditzy.
That's fair.
She was just a regular...
annoying blonde, yeah.
Friend.
Yeah.
You know.
Blake, Robert Richard, Paige's boyfriend. He's the owner of the sweet Cadillac that they're driving in. And Dalton, John Abrahams, their dumb friend. I guess it's Nick's friend. They never really explain it. I think it's just Nick's friend.
Was it Nick's friend, though? Like, yeah. It just kind of seemed like an extra friend of theirs. Just in general.
I don't know. They never really explain it. He's just kind of there. Like, he just got off of work. He's in his, like, dirty work clothes, and he's carrying, like, a video camera for no reason.
Yeah.
And they're at, like, a truck stop eating, and Carly and Paige are talking about Carly possibly moving to New York, and Wade doesn't want to, and that whole thing. And Paige has like a secret she's not telling Blake, and which she says it here, right?
Yeah, she says it here that like if she should take a pregnancy test or not because she's late and doesn't know. And Carly's like, "Are you going to talk to Blake about it and stuff? You should really talk to him." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk to him."
And of course, conversation cut short by Wade, and then, yeah. So, as it gets dark out, and this part annoys me, and I'll get back to this later, I promise. I'll explain why this annoys me. They're driving, and it's getting dark, and they just want to stop off for the night, because they're on the way to the game, and it's getting way too late. So, like, alright, let's just pull over, we'll camp for the night. So they pull over down some weird dirt road and pull off into like this clearing, and they set up camp. and they're passing the football back and forth. And
Yeah, so this pisses me off because I'm like, why would you pull over somewhere dumb? First, they take a shortcut, apparently, driving wise, but then it's closed off, so they have to take a detour. So then they pull off on the side of the road from this detour, like, oh, let's just camp out here. Like, who does that? Go to an actual campground.
Yeah, it was not very well planned. So they set up camp there. They're playing catch and having a good time drinking, and they're filming each other, and Dalton's being annoying and pervy. And then a random truck shows up and just has the headlights on them, and they're like, yo, turn off your headlights, like, come on. And that's when Nick, being hardcore, I guess, for 2005, gets up and throws a beer bottle in perfect spiral, by the way. Hits that light dead on from like 30 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Takes out the headlight, and the truck just kind of fucks off into the distance. And later that night, they're sleeping, and you see somebody holding the camera, like peeking into the tents. It never says who, but you're like peeking into the tents. And Carly wakes up because she, I guess, feels somebody watching her.
Yeah, you can always feel like a presence watching you.
Yeah.
Usually when I feel a presence watching me, it's just my sleep paralysis.
Yeah. You get that bad.
I do. I got it bad the other night.
Oh my god.
Apparently after I'm kind of snapping out of it, I start screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh always runs over, and he's like, what's going on? Like,
because I always know, like, it's always the off chance somebody broke in. But I know it's one of two things. One, you're having sleep paralysis, or two, you have a really bad leg cramp, and I gotta ask you, which leg do I have to pull to, like, stretch it up?
I remember my first time screaming, and you were like, which leg is it?
You're like, no, there's someone. I'm like, what?
No, there's someone in the corner.
Oh my god. It scared the shit out of me.
I know, I always scare the shit out. I don't mean to, it just happens.
I know.
Yeah.
Feel free to scream, I'll come running.
Yeah.
But yeah, so someone creepy is filming, and Carly wakes up and she leaves the tent, and then Wade's like, just get back in the tent. So the next morning, which this also annoyed me, because Blake is like, alright, we're going to get up super early, so we'll keep driving. And then he gets up, he's like, yo, it's 2 o'clock, we gotta go. Like, that. How does everybody sleep until 2 o'clock? I don't know.
Your teens. How did you sleep through? I mean, there's lots of faults in this movie. First of all, the red flag was pulling over in the side of a random road, and then secondly, you should have left when that truck showed up out of nowhere and was like flashing its lights at you. I would have dipped. I would have been like, let's get in the car, we need to leave. I don't feel comfortable.
It's true, you're in the middle of nowhere. The truck leaves, you know it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just gonna say, alright, I'm gone. Like,
alright, I'm gone. Like, yeah.
Ugh.
I would think, and then one of your buddies broke the headlight. Wouldn't you think that the person would come back when you're sleeping and
Yep.
slash the tires or do something?
Mm-hmm. Something.
They're being so cute.
The boys, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Milo and Sawyer are in the kitchen, just sniffing around. So they wake up, and they're rushing to pack everything up, and Dalton's like, if you see my camera, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about your camera. And then a breeze comes through, and they smell something awful. And they're like, well, they smelled it the night before, and they thought nothing of it, which if you smell something...
How do you sleep through that?
You
don't.
You don't. You just don't.
You don't. Man, it wasn't even that late. I would have kept driving.
Yeah, fuck it. I would have drove straight through.
Yeah, I would have been like, nope, we can go to like a truck stop after this or something, but I'm not sleeping in the middle of the woods.
No. So the next morning when they're all packing up, Carly and Paige go to the bathroom in the bushes, and that smell comes back. So Carly's like, "Oh well, I gotta go see what it is." And I guess she's not a ditzy blonde because she was the only sane one. She's like, "Fucking why?"
That's what I'm saying.
She's
if
like,
anything,
"Why would you go?"
If anything, I felt like Paris Hilton's character Paige was a little bit more smarter than Carly.
I take back what I say.
Yeah,
that's completely fair.
Because Carly kind of pisses me off a little more in this than Paige, even though Carly's more the main character. But like, here's a horrible smell. Let's go find it. And Paige is like, no, why?
Fucking no.
No.
So of course they go looking for it, and Carly slips and slides into like a giant mass grave of roadkill and gets stuck. And she's screaming, and everybody comes to pull her out. And right when they pull her out, we see another creepy pickup truck pull up with a man with little to no teeth, pulling out carcasses and throwing them in. And she sees...
Well, Carly's freaking out because she sees a hand.
She sees a hand sticking out, yeah. So he's pulling everything out and throwing it into the pile, and she's like, "Don't you see that?" and points to the hand. And he's like, "Oh." And he goes and he just yanks it off, and it's a prosthetic hand. He's like, "Oh, I found this on the side of the road the other day." And they're like, "Oh." He's like, "Anybody need a hand?" Like, he was funny. I liked him.
He's creepy.
He was great. So right as they were following the smell, Wade goes to start his car and realizes his fan belt is snapped. Which, if you guys don't know anything about cars, you need that because nothing will run. And he's like, "This was brand new, so somebody clearly cut this in the middle of the night."
You know what's crazy? They all were like, "Well, then let's just get in." Blake was like, "Let's just all get in my truck and we'll come back." And Wade was like, "No, I'm not leaving my car here."
To be fair, I wouldn't either. That car was beautiful.
I would have left.
Have fun. Ugh. No, I would not have left my car.
Okay, to be fair, I wouldn't have really left my car either, but I think I would have tried to call. Never mind, it's the early 2000s. You can't really call anybody in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, you saw the cell phone in that movie. It was the old Nokia.
I know.
Like not even a flip phone.
I know, I was like, not even a flip phone. It's just that little phone with the buttons. I was like, it's so cute. It's so vintage.
Yeah.
And then I asked Josh if he had one because I didn't have. I had a flip phone. That was my very first phone. But we were kind of past the flip phones. It was just my mom being like, "This is the only phone I'm getting you. Like, I'm getting you the cheapest of the cheapest."
I had one of those for a while.
How long would you say?
Maybe like 2 years.
They should bring them back. And I think those phones should be given to teenagers.
Yeah, I could see that. They don't need smartphones.
Until they're more responsible enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree. I don't think that they need smartphones. They break them. I was saying when I first got my phone, I used to flip that shit in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, those flip phones are, like, indestructible, though.
Dude, you could shoot it out of a cannon, and it'll work perfect.
I know, but, like, our iPhones, our Androids and stuff like that, they're just not.
You look at it wrong, it shatters.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I don't know. I always liked the old cell phones.
Fragile.
Very fragile.
Yeah.
So, as Wade is telling them about the fan belt, creepy hillbilly man is like, "Oh, well, we could go into town and find you a fan belt. It's like 15 miles away." And they're like, "All right." He's like, "I'll give you a ride." So, of course, they say, okay. So, Wade and Carly are like, "All right, we're going." Everyone else is like, "All right, we're going to go to the football game and we'll save you tickets at, the front." So, they fuck off to the football game. the guy in the truck's name is Lester. What was Lester? Lester was Damon Harriman, who I've seen before.
I've seen him before.
You saw him in Mortal Kombat 2, probably. He was in that. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jesus, he's been in a lot. But yeah, so he's been in a lot. He has crooked teeth in this movie. So they're driving into town, and he's creepy, and the doors have, like, the passenger door has no handle for the window or the door, so you have to open it from the outside. So Carly's already freaking out. He's got a huge knife, and he sees her looking at it, and he's like, "Oh, you like knives?" And he pulls it out, and, like, it's like, "Oh, it's tools of the trade," and it's, like, covered in blood and grotesque. And then they're like, they get to, like, a dried up riverbed that's, like, right before the town. And he's like, "Oh, I just got to throw it in 4-wheel drive if you'll help me real quick." He's like, "All right, we're just going to walk." And then he gets offended and walks around, and they're ready to, like, jump him if he tries anything. But he's just a kind man. He opens the door. He's like, "I'm just trying to be nice, but go ahead." So they go across the little river, and they turn the corner, and there's this giant town. And they're like, "Well, now I'm an asshole." Because he wasn't lying.
Yeah, I mean, he was weird, though. I don't know.
He was fine.
I don't know. I don't think I would have gone in the car with him either. I would have felt really weird.
I don't know. I've met a lot of people like that. They're just very simple, and they don't mean to come off weird.
They really got in, yeah, but they were really quick to, like, just jump in his car and no questions asked, though.
Yeah.
And then toward, like, the end, they were just like, "I want to get out of the car now," kind of thing. They were really rude about it.
They were super rude. He was just a gentleman.
This is why Carly pissed me off.
She's fucking annoying.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, the whole cast pisses me off.
Everyone except Paris Hilton. No.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I guess she's okay.
Yeah, so I really take back what I said at the beginning. She was fine in this movie.
Yeah.
So Lester drops them off, and they walk into this big town that's deserted. Looks deserted. No one's around. She walks by. She's like, "Oh, a pet store." And you see, like, puppies on the window. And she's like, "Ah." And you're like, all right, so this town is good. Like, people are here, clearly. And they walk into a church. I forget why did they go there first?
No, they go to the gas station first. He sees the fan belt that he needs. They do open the door and everything, because I remember at this point I was like, I would have stolen the fan belt and dipped. I was like, if they felt really bad, they could have just left money on the counter because it was open.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, I would leave money on the counter and then take my fan belt and leave. But then I was like, nah, I would just take it and then leave. Because the town is very, like, outdated. You can tell it's kind of empty.
It's very, like, 50s
yeah, but it just felt, there was something eerie about it that I probably would have, I mean, I wouldn't be in this predicament because I would have left. I would have continued driving.
You wouldn't have driven to a football game.
Driven to a football game?
No.
I would go to a football game.
You would road trip to, like, a college football game?
Within reason. Like, what if our kids are doing football? Of course I'm going to go.
Yeah.
To their game, but...
If it's our kids, sure. But if it's, like, just a random, like, college, I don't care.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess. If it's just a random college thing, probably not. Unless it would have to be somebody I would know that was either playing the football or they were running the event or they just had extra tickets and they were like, hey, you want to come? And I'm like, sure.
Make a weekend out of it.
Yeah. Then I'd see myself going.
Yeah. So they're looking around for the guy, and they don't see him in the shop. So they're like, "Oh, there's a church. Let's try in there." They go in and they see there's a funeral happening. Like, there's a funeral service going on. Everybody's praying. and they're like, "Oh God, we're sorry," and they back out and close the door. And that's where we meet Bo. Brian Van Holt plays him. He comes out and he's furious. He's the guy who runs the shop, and he's pissed off. He's like, "You know, you guys interrupted a funeral just now," and they're like, "We're sorry. We need a fan belt." He's like, "You walked into a church for a fan belt during a funeral?" And they're like, "We didn't know." And he's like, just really being a dick. So he goes inside and then comes back out and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry. I just lost somebody very close to me. Give me, like 25, 30 minutes to wrap this up, and then I'll meet you over there." So they go walking around and they see the House of Wax, which they saw a billboard for driving in. So Wade is weirdly excited about it, and Carly wants nothing to do with it. But they go and check it out, and the big close sign on it. But again, they don't care because they're assholes, and they're like, "All right, well, we're gonna go in anyway."
Well, Wade was like, "Oh, but it's open. The doors are open, so like, let's just go in."
Yeah,
because Carly was like, "It's closed,"
I do understand the novelty behind like wax museums, but it's got to be like famous people. These are just random people.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're looking around, and Wade's having a great time, and Carly's like, basically, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, and Wade is being a little bit of a dick. Like, he's taking his lighter, he's holding it up to like different objects.
It's like breaking shit.
Yeah.
Playing the piano, and then I got happy at this part because he sees a dog and he's like, "Oh, this one looks really realistic," and then it barks at him and runs away, and he falls on his ass. Carly makes fun of him. So I'm like, "Good, fuck you." So while they're inside, Carly is looking in a mirror and she sees somebody peeking in the window, and she turns around and starts freaking out.
Yeah, and she was like, "Somebody's out there." So Wade runs out, and he's like, "Oh, let me go check it out."
And she's also mean in this because she's like, "There's someone in the window and they looked weird." I'm like, "All right, fuck you."
Well, yeah, so he goes, checks it out, and she's like, "Wait, like, don't leave me." I don't know why she doesn't just follow him.
Just go with him.
I wouldn't want to be in that. I don't know, man. The museum was creepy. Like, it felt off. It was closed for a reason. And what was funny was he was complaining about, like, there being so much dust on everything. But I'm like, it's closed.
Yeah.
So
It's clear it's not been open for years.
yeah.
And something he did point out as they were walking in, because he felt the need to take out a pocket knife and chip away at the wall that doesn't belong to him. And he's like, "Wow, the whole thing is wax. This is amazing. Like, the whole building is wax." But just to illustrate how much of an asshole he really is by just destroying more property. So they come out and they go back to the shop, and Bo's not there, so they go in on their own, and he's looking around, and he needs a 15-inch fan belt that is not there. He's like, they have everything else but that one. And he left money on the counter all ready to just take what he wanted and go, even though $20 would not cover a fan belt.
Would it in 2005, though?
No.
No?
Probably not. They go from like 80 to 120.
At least he left something, because I wouldn't have left anything. I would have gotten what I needed and left.
Yeah. So Bo walks in and he's
Can you put a bigger fan belt?
No.
Smaller one?
So the way it works, and you're going to get very bored. The belt goes around different pulleys that spin to make things run. If it's held on by tension. If it's too small, it's not going to fit, obviously. If it's too big, the tension is not going to hold it tight enough to be able to spin, and it's going to just fall off.
Uh-huh.
So it needs to be exact. So that's why he's freaking out, like, oh, I can't even make a 16 work because it's not going to work. It's going to fall off. So Bo shows up, and he's like, were you planning on just stealing the fan belt? He's like, oh, I left you money. And he's like, yeah, that'll cover it. And it's like, I could tell by the tone in his voice it wouldn't. But he's like, I have 15 up at the house if you guys want. And, I'll take you up there and we'll get that and you'll be on your way. So they're like, yeah, totally. Just met you and you're a dick, but yeah, let's go to your house.
Yeah. He was like, hey, can I use your bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's like, oh, it's out of order, but you can use the one at the house.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, wow, maybe he's not so bad. So they get to the house. Bo and Wade go inside, and Carly waits in the truck. Wade, again, being an asshole who is nosy and annoying.
He uses the bathroom, and then he's like going through the house, looking at shit, touching shit,
rummaging through shit.
I also said he was a horrible boyfriend because you left your girlfriend in a stranger's car outside by herself. Anything could have happened.
Yeah. You don't know who else is there.
Yeah.
But no, he had to pee.
I was like, he should have just waited for the fan belt, sucked it up, held it in. I know it sucks to hold it in, but hold it in, get your fan belt, go back to the car, and pee in the woods. I was like, he's a guy. He has the luxury of being able to easily whip it out and pee in a tree.
Yeah, it's true. But this was, like, in my opinion, the most suspenseful part of the movie. So, he's in the weird room, digging through shit. He finds, like, a hospital bed and, like, surgery tools and, like, creepy shit. And then the lights cut off. And he goes, the door's not budging. He's like, hey, the door's stuck. Can you let me out? No one's answering, obviously. And he's, standing there. And then you see a secret, like, hatch door lift up behind him. And you see you just see eyes, basically. And then you see a knife come out and just slice his fucking Achilles. And he went down hard.
Ugh. Yeah, that part always gets me.
It's always the Achilles.
Because I'm like, ooh. Yeah, because you can't run or anything with that.
You are completely fucked.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he hits the ground really hard. And he's, like, dragging himself away. And then we meet Vincent, who, when they were looking through the House of Wax, you saw Vincent as the artist sign a lot of the figures and the paintings and stuff. So they're like, oh, he must be the artist.
We did miss a little part. We missed the part where when Carly and Wade are looking through things. Wade's like, everything is wax. And Carly was like, except these. And it was their two high chairs. One said Vincent, the other one said Bo. Yeah.
So, Vincent is a very large man. Very cool killer design, by the way. Very large man, long black hair, has a creepy face mask made out of wax. It's very disturbing looking. And Vincent comes up and drags Wade down to the basement, and straps him to a chair, and strips him, and but right before that is when Carly got out of the truck, right? Or that's right after.
Yeah, she gets out of the truck. She hits the horn. She lays on the horn because she actually sees the truck that was flashing their lights at them earlier in the movie.
Yeah, she got out and looked at the front of the truck.
She was like, fuck, like, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So she knows Wade is inside the house, so she lays on the horn. Bo comes out and was like, yo, what the heck? Like,
yeah.
And she's like, where's Wade? And he's like, guess he's still in the bathroom. So she gets back in the car and she locks the door on Bo.
And then
runs to the other side, locks the door.
Yeah. As this is happening, though, we also cut back to Wade being strapped to a chair and stripped, and his body's covered in hot wax.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't move, obviously, because of the wax. And then back to Carly, and she's trying to call Paige and them, who are now stuck in traffic, and they're like, fuck it, we're just going to go back because we missed the game. And they didn't get the call, though. They missed the call. And Carly's freaking out, and Bo is like breaking in the window, and she tries to drive away and like crashes.
She tries to drive away, and yeah, she starts like whipping the truck in circles to kind of get Bo out. Mm-hmm. While that's happening, her phone falls underneath the seat. Mm-hmm. And she's able to get Bo off of the truck, but she's not able to like drive away because she actually gets the truck kind of falls into like a little bit of a ditch. Mm-hmm. So she tries to like hit it in drive, like keep flipping back and forth between drive and reverse and hitting the gas, but obviously she's not going anywhere. Yeah. So she starts climbing in through the back of the truck.
Yeah, she climbs out the back window and tries to make a run for it.
Uh-huh.
And then Bo chases her, catches her, and then drags her into the gas station.
And starts strapping her in.
Yeah, strapping her into a chair and being creepy, of course. And
yeah, like rubbing up on her and stuff.
Yeah. And as this happens, Dalton and Nick arrive in town. Because they're like, all right, well, we know where they went, so we're going to go look for them. And they split up because they don't see anybody. So they're like, all right, well, you go that way, I'll go this way. Nick runs into Bo, who came back outside, and he's like, yeah, you know, my sister and her boyfriend came here because they needed a fan belt and this and that. He's like, no one came this way. He's like, no, they did, because this is the only gas station for 20 miles, so yeah, they were here. And he was like, no, I did not see them. So right before that, Bo took super glue and glued Carly's lips shut, which I thought was creative. Because he had duct tape, but he's like, no, I'm going to glue your fucking mouth shut. Added to the suspense. So, Bo's talking to Nick, and Carly is trying to break free from the chair, and she finally gets, like, an arm free. Mm-hmm. And she sees that they're right above where she is through, like, the grate in the ground.
Well, Nick is Dalton, he walks in the direction of the wax museum, gets excited, runs inside the wax museum.
Stupid ass.
Yeah. Out of all the things in town, why that?
He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But right before we cut back to Dalton, because this movie is so many, like, back and forth. Carly, who can't scream because of her lips, decides to poke her finger out through the grate to try and get Nick's attention. And Bo sees it immediately. And goes to pretend to tie his boot. And then we just see a pair of pliers come into frame. And he just snips her fucking finger clean off.
I know. Oh.
That was brutal.
I would have screamed though. Like, how do you not scream? Even with your lips glued shut, you would still scream from that pain, and she didn't.
She was trying to.
She like whipped her hand back, and you know.
Yeah. As this happens,
she starts ripping the glue, like her lips open, unfortunately, from the glue. And then she's able to call out for her brother's name, and which is Nick, and then Bo and Nick start fighting.
Nick beats the shit out of him. I'm sorry.
Nick does beat the shit out of him.
Nick's been to prison like 10 times. Like, he beat the shit out of him.
I don't think he was in prison 10 times.
It was a couple times.
Yeah, but he got his ass beat.
Yeah, and he runs into the garage and locks Bo out, and then Bo disappears. Nick runs down and frees Carly, and he's like, he sees her all bloody and fucked up, and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, so he cuts her out and everything. He locks them inside the gas station, though. I guess if you think about it, Bo could just break the windows down, though. Like, he locks the front door, and then they run to the garage, and he closes it before Bo could get in.
Yeah.
And then goes and rescues Carly. Their relationship is weird in this movie, too, because even in the beginning, you just feel like there's some tension between Carly and Nick, and then
they were badly cast.
It was poorly cast because Carly's dating Wade, and originally, like, my first time watching this movie, I thought Nick was maybe like an ex-boyfriend, or like she turned him down or something. No, it's her twin brother. Mm-hmm. They don't look like they could be twins. They look nothing alike. Mm. I guess in real life, twins don't always have to look alike, but you at least act like siblings.
Yeah. Something else we completely forgot. As Nick and Dalton were on their way to town, because they took the Cadillac while Paige and Blake stayed back. So Nick and Dalton are having a conversation, and they're like, so Nick, why did you tell the police you stole that car when it was me? So then you find out the truth, that Nick never stole a car.
Yeah, it was Dalton.
Whole time. And he's like, look, you didn't have any marks on your record, and mine was dirty enough already, so I might as well just take the hit. So you find out that he's actually not really a piece of shit.
I thought that was so stupid because you find out before Nick had, like, he was set. He had, like, a football scholarship set up and everything for him.
Possibly. They did mention it, but I don't know if he fucked it up before that.
No, this fucked it up for him.
Well, he got thrown off the football team, too.
I think this fucked it up.
Yeah, maybe.
More for him. With that was so stupid. Why would you take the fault for someone else?
Because he's a good guy. You find out he's not a piece of shit after all.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's just in love with his sister, and his sister's in love with him.
It's a creepy, yeah. It's
very.
Watch the movie, you will see exactly what we're talking about.
Their tension and everything. Even, like, there's times, like, he talks to her that he leans over.
He's too close.
Yeah, and I'm like...
He's way too close.
You don't do that to a sibling. You can be close all you want with your sibling. You're not being, like that, though. You're not leaning against a wall over them.
I have a bunch of siblings. I rarely hug them. I don't go near them.
Yeah, to be fair, your sister doesn't like to be, like, hugged.
Yeah.
Or anything, or
normal
kissed.
Sibling shit. Get away from me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They give each other, like, fist pumps.
That's about it.
For the most part.
Yeah. Just go, sup, and that's about it.
And waves.
Yeah. Nice head nod here and then.
Yeah.
So now we're back with Dalton, and he's checking out the House of Wax, looking for everyone. He ends up finding a wax figure sitting at the piano that looks awfully familiar, and you realize that it's Wade, and he is not dead. He is still alive.
Yeah, he can only move his eyes a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Just moves his eyes a little, and then Dalton realizes, he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And he goes and he tries to peel the wax off of him and pulls
He's like,
off.
"Hold on, buddy, I'll help you."
He's like, "I got you, pal," and he rips off a big chunk of his cheek.
Yeah, and then you just see Wade's tears streaming down his face. And instead of being like, "Oh shit, I'm hurting you," he just continues going.
Yeah.
And then starts peeling at his ears, and
He's not the brightest.
he's not. But that's okay, because Vincent comes out and
Takes his fucking jaw off. Yeah.
he decapitates him.
Well, I'm talking about Wade. First off, he swings and misses Dalton and takes
yes,
off Wade's like the bottom half of his jaw, and he's like, like he's really
Poor Wade, man. Wade got it the worst.
Wade did get it the worst.
Wade got it the worst because he was stripped down. He was, he sewed him. Vincent sewed, like, his parts.
He stuck him with something to numb him, or not numb him, but like paralyze him.
Yeah.
But he could still feel everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like sewing him up, and you see that his ankle was sewn, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
So his jaw's gone. He's dead. And Dalton is running away and gets his ass kicked, like bad. Then gets thrown down the stairs, down this really creepy wax staircase with like faces coming out and candles, and it looks right out of House of a Thousand Corpses. And then Vincent just slowly comes down the stairs with two big knives and cuts his head off the cleanest I've ever seen somebody do it.
Yeah. And then he blinks for a couple seconds.
And that confused you.
Yeah, because I was like, if you decapitate somebody, do their eyes still flutter?
Mm-hmm.
And you said something about the brain stays alive for like 20 seconds?
Something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that you would blink, I guess. And yeah, then he's dead. But at least he's dead.
He got the
Clean
easy
cut. He did. He got the easiest death.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'd say so. So Nick and Carly leave the gas station. And they're like, all right, we got to find help. So she's like, oh, let's go to the church. There's people there. So they go up to the church, and that's where they discover that nobody in the church is actually alive. They're all dead people turned into wax figures, just like Wade was. And they see that the woman...
No, we're not there. We go to that. They actually go to the house because they want to go into the truck to get Carly's phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
They go to the house. The phone is not in the truck, so she's like, it must be in the house.
Uh-huh.
And they creep in the back door, and they're looking around, and this is where you start to learn more about Bo and Vincent.
Yeah, because to backtrack a little bit, when Carly was running away from Bo, she runs into the church.
That's right.
To try to go get help. And then she realizes that everything is made out of wax.
That's
all the people are made out of wax.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's where she gets captured, too.
Yeah. That's what it was.
That part was suspenseful.
That was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
It was probably the only smart thing she did, which was hiding under the priest's
robe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though she got caught immediately.
She got caught, but I mean, there wasn't really much she could do hiding wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, both her and Nick run to go get the phone. the house. At this point, we do cut back to Paige and Blake. They're making out in the tent because Blake basically sent Dalton and Nick to go pick up the rest of them so he can, have his little rendezvous with Paige. And she's trying to tell him that she may or may not be pregnant. Mm-hmm. We still don't know at this point because she hasn't taken a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
But she wants to, but he's not, listening to her. Somebody cuts the music off because I guess he put music to set the mood. He's like, somebody turn off my music. She's like, I'm trying to talk to you. So he leaves to go turn the music back on. And she puts her robe on and, crawls into sleep.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about why this annoys me.
Yes.
Because I brought this up earlier. So he, needless to say, gets stabbed and killed. He's dead.
Yeah.
She goes out looking for him, finds him, freaks out, runs away. She runs 20 feet away from where they were camping originally and goes into this big, factory and is, hiding in there. How the fuck did they not see that? Because they got there in the daytime. They would have seen that. And they're like, oh, let's check that out. That looks cool. They've made it clear that they're nosy people. They're not just going to ignore a giant factory 10 feet away from them. So that annoyed me. Also, they made it clear in the beginning that the town is 15 miles from where they were camping. Why would Vincent, with everything going on right now in town, stop what he's doing and say, oh, I gotta drive 15 miles away and kill 2 people? It made zero sense.
It does. It makes zero sense.
Noise the shit out of me.
But again, it's an early 2000s horror film. So that's just the things that they do.
Yeah. Paris Hilton, one of my favorite deaths in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because she put up a good fight. So she's running through this, abandoned...
To an extent.
Yeah, she did okay.
Yeah.
She's running through the abandoned, sugar mill, and she starts finding... It's a very wrong turn-esque kind of thing. She finds abandoned cars and, cell phones and luggage clearly taken off of tourists and people driving through, and everything gets put together like they've been doing this for years to populate the town with wax statues. She then grabs a big sharp pipe and is hiding in a car, and Vincent's creeping through, and he busts through the window and she stabs him in the face and cuts his cheek.
Wait. Before that, she
oh yeah,
takes a pipe, but she's gone upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And the flooring it's kind of like metal, but with those little holes.
Yeah.
And he actually stabs her foot through the holes.
Gets her in the Achilles too.
Yeah,
again,
a tiny bit, but not enough that she can't fully walk on it. She's kind of running still on it, but she's tracking blood everywhere, so it's kind of obviously he's gonna know which car you went into because the blood trail is gonna lead him there. But I remember telling you if that was me and he kept shooting the knife up, mm-hmm. I would have hit the knife to bend it.
Yeah.
That way he can't pull it back.
Yeah, just bend it and piss him off more.
Yeah.
So she stabs him in the face with the pipe, and that you're like, oh, she got him. And then leaves the pipe, I don't know why, and climbs up the other side of the car. And then he grabs the pipe, throws it through the car, gets her through the forehead. Perfect hit.
I know.
And then the pipe hits the floor, and she's laying there, like, hanging from the pipe, and he's the one, turns out, had the video camera and starts filming it. Like, really creepy. And then pushes her head slowly down to the floor and pulls the pipe out. That was awesome. Something else we did forget. Because, again, this movie jumps around a lot. So before Carly and Nick go back to the house to get the phone, they were running through the town being chased by Bo. And that's when Nick he busts a window of like a hunting store and grabs a crossbow.
Yes, you're right. And then they actually run to a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
And they hide within the movie theater people.
Just clever.
And just as he's about to, like, shoot at Carly, she ducks. And then Nick comes out and shoots him with the crossbow.
Yeah.
And they finish the... Kinda. Because I would have killed him. I would have fully killed him.
You have to at that point.
You have to at that point. But in the lobby area, they run and, Nick gets him again.
Nick was waiting. Bo comes out with the gun ready, and Nick just pops him in the shoulder with the crossbow.
Yeah. So he goes down, and then Carly starts looking through his pockets and everything. And this is where I'm a little annoyed, because I'm like, first of all, you didn't fully kill him. He's just knocked out, unconscious.
Yeah.
You're looking through his things. What if he just popped out and grabbed you?
Yeah, she's looking for more shotgun shells, because that's what he's using.
Yeah, and then I was also shocked that she didn't find her finger. Because remember when he cut her finger off, he put it in his pocket.
He put it in his back pocket. She would have really had to been looking, but
I would have looked for my finger. I would have been like, I'm gonna get this sewn on later.
That's true. After that, she didn't really act like somebody who just had their finger chopped off. She was pretty normal.
The adrenaline, though.
I guess.
That kicks in.
There's
she did wrap it and everything.
She did, but there's a lot of space in between.
I know. I would have been crying like a little bitch. My finger.
I would have been pissed, dude.
My finger. I would have taken his finger. An eye for an eye.
I gotta ask my dad, because my dad... Oh my God. Here's the truth coming out. My dad has lost a lot of fingers. Which sounds very weird. I gotta ask.
God.
I gotta ask what his reaction was.
He's like a cat. He has like 9 lives. That man.
It's true. So I'm gonna go through this real quick because it's interesting to me, at least. My dad's been struck by lightning inside the house. He lost a finger, one finger in the garbage disposal, one in the snowblower. He lost his pinky toe when he was chopping wood with an axe. And he had his throat slit open by accident, falling downstairs.
And he fell off the roof.
And he fell off the roof onto concrete.
Uh-huh.
And he's okay.
He's still alive.
He's kicking.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kicking, even though he broke both of his feet recently by falling downstairs again. So he's okay.
He don't stay still either.
No, he doesn't.
Like,
he's retired.
They tell him you need to rest, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out here." And you're like, "What are you doing?"
I asked him the other day. I'm like, "What are you up to?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just doing yard work." I'm like, "Go in the house, sit down, watch NASCAR or something." Anyway, yeah. Sorry, it's funny to me at least.
Yeah, and your grandpa tried to kill him.
Yeah, he tried to push the air conditioner, the big box one, out the top story onto him and just missed him. And my dad was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oops." I have a fun family. Anyway, so now...
That's the Irish side, guys.
It's the Irish. That's the very Irish side, yes. We don't talk. It literally took a week for him to tell me that one of my grandparents had passed away. So... very Irish. Nick and Carly are now back at the house. They go in there to look for her phone. We can cut back to that now. They start looking through stuff. Carly finds a drawer and finds newspaper clippings about, conjoined twins and you learn that Bo and Vincent were conjoined as babies, and you're like, all right, that explains whatever. Nothing really, but they don't really go into that too heavy.
No.
Then this is when Bo comes back, and Nick is hiding in one end of the house, Carly's in the other, and Bo is like trying to break off the arrows that are stuck in him and like pull them out, and he's like,
This is why you finished the job.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's fine. He's like, he's mildly annoyed, I would say.
Yeah. He did get knocked out, but
Yeah, he was fine though. So he rips out the arrows. Vincent comes in and he's trying to help him, and he's like, "Get off me, you freak!" And then he's like trying to fix his face with hot wax. And I forget what happens after that.
so Carly, when Vincent pulls up, Carly looks out the window and sees Vincent driving the car, and then also sees her friends are dead. Blake and Paige are dead in the trunk because he's strolling into the house. So she's like covering her mouth because she's kind of like crying a little bit. And then that's when Vincent comes in. Bo starts chit-chatting with Vincent or whatever, and then Carly's kind of like rolling all over the place a little bit to hide, whereas Nick is upstairs looking through shit too. I guess trying to find a way out or something, or phone, or...
He's still looking for the others at this point because he doesn't know about Wade or Dalton.
Yeah, so anyways, this is where it gets a little suspenseful too, because Bo starts realizing that they're in the house because he sees the photo on the ground.
Yeah, he sees that someone was going through the drawer, so he's looking around the house. Carly goes up the stairs and Nick grabs her.
Yeah, he's telling Vincent there's two more that we have to find and take care of.
And while they're talking in the kitchen, Nick and Carly go down that hatch from the beginning, and they're in like this underground tunnel, and they find like a fuse box.
Yeah, and they find this area and they're like, I can't see anything to keep going. And they were like, well, we gotta try one of those.
Yeah, they start flipping switches.
Yeah, so the town starts, flipping on and off. And that's when Vincent and Bo realize, oh, they're at the fuse box.
Yeah, like, I know where they are.
Let's go get him, pretty much. So Vincent goes down. As Vincent goes down to go get them, they find the right fuse, turn the light on, and Nick is able to knock over the hot wax.
Well, they find Dalton first, and because he's sitting in the machine that Wade was in with the hot wax.
Okay, yeah.
And Nick is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy," and he like grabs his head, and of course he was decapitated, but he doesn't know that. The head just snaps off, and he's like, "Oh God." So that's when, Vincent comes in, the whole struggle happens, he dumps the wax and it catches fire, and they take off running, and they're in the
wax museum now.
And then that's when, this was very satisfying.
Yes, Bo was there.
Bo was there, they get into a huge fight, and then Carly beats him to death with a baseball bat.
They also see Wade, too.
They also see Wade.
Dead at the piano. Which I thought was a little poetic justice, because Wade was being a little bit of an asshole in the beginning, and then he was messing with the piano.
Yeah.
And then they stationed him at the piano.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little funny.
Yeah. But they She beat Bo to death, like, bad. Like, if you see it, too, like, they go up close.
Yeah. Beats the shit out of him. It just takes over her because he went at her brother. You know, and she's in love with her brother, so.
Very creepily. Because right before they go in the house, they're discussing going into the house, and he gets very close to her
he's
face.
like leaning over her, like as if they're about to like kiss. You know, it's weird.
He's like, all right, let's go in the back.
But because she loves her brother, like, you know, she beat the shit out of Bo, beats him to death, which they should have done to begin with in the movie theater. But okay, it's fine. It's an early 2000s movie.
Gotta drag it out.
Vincent sees that his brother's dead and like goes over him and then looks up and then goes after Carly, and then Nick's yelling at Vincent like don't touch her, like, you know.
Yeah, because he has the knife in his leg, so he can't really move. Carly runs up the stairs, even though a huge fire broke out and like shit's melting because the whole building's wax. Vincent chases her up the stairs, and she goes into like one of the rooms, which is done up like a nursery.
Yeah.
And there's the crib with the wax conjoined twins. And she pushes it against the door, and then you see Vincent's knife come through the door, then slice through the twins. It's like, oh, how artistic. And then he just pushes through the door, and she's freaking out and telling him, like, oh, he was the disfigured one, not you, and like...
Yeah, and he actually stops for a minute, and I feel like she did get to him. She did, until she brought up his mom. Once she brought up his mom, obviously you can tell those boys did not have a good relationship with their mother.
No, not at all.
And be like, oh, she wouldn't be proud of you, or something like that.
No, she was like, oh, all the art is clearly from you. She would be proud of you.
She would be proud of you, and then that's when he kind of snapped.
He's like, oh, fuck that.
Like, fuck you. Like, and then he goes at her.
And then Nick manages to get up the stairs. And he's like, you know, trudging through hot wax that's like a foot deep at this point. And he gets in the room and tackles Vincent. And they're like fighting on the giant wax bed.
Yeah.
And
Carly takes off running away at first.
And then she comes back and she pulls the knife out of Nick to stab Vincent. And then I don't know why they try to get very artistic around this point in the movie, and it's very weird. So they had the wax conjoined twins, and then the floor caves in and Vincent falls down, and Bo's dead body is laying down there, and he lands directly on Bo, thus being like, oh, they're conjoined once again. Like, why? It's a cheesy horror movie. You don't got to do all that. But, nonetheless, they did that.
Yeah, so Carly and Nick are trying to get out of the house because it's falling apart. It's made out of wax. Everything is on fire now. And I kind of like this part. Like, when they get to the point that they're about to fall through the ground too, and they're like not knowing what to do and how to escape, and then she finally gets to the wall and is like, everything's made out of wax, and then they start like ripping at the walls to push themselves through.
Easily one of the smartest decisions I've ever seen in a horror movie. Because most other people would be like, oh, we're gonna die, and then try to run through the fire or something stupid. But she's like, no, fucking claw through the wall, goddammit.
Yeah,
like it's wax.
They were like pushing through it and crawling through it, and finally they were able to get like their heads through, at least. And then you see the whole building coming down, and they're their army crawling themselves out of the House of Wax, like the actual wording of that.
Yeah.
And they climb over a little bit of hot wax, and then they finally are free.
Yeah, because they're upstairs as it's collapsing it, but wax, as you know, collapses very slowly, or melts very slowly. So it's slowly coming down, letting them just like gracefully leave, which was interesting.
Even though they kind of have to crawl over the hot wax, so they're like, ow, ow, and then finally they're through. I thought,
watch it burn.
Yeah, that was nice. Then it cuts to the epilogue of, the ambulance, the police, everyone's coming, and they're collecting evidence. They found a little abandoned factory. They were saying that this town has been a ghost town for a very long time. We kind of lost sight of it. It's not even on the map anymore. If it wasn't for the fire, we wouldn't have even known this was here.
Yeah. And Nick, being a criminal, steals the camera even though they logged it as evidence. He's like, nah, I want it. And they're in the ambulance driving away, and as they're driving, you hear someone over the radio talking to the police chief, and he's like, oh, they said there was 2 brothers, but we checked the history, and she had 3 boys. And as they say that, and the ambulance passes, we see creepy hillbilly from the beginning, Lester sitting there with the dog, and just waving with a big smile on his face, and then it cuts to My Chemical Romance.
Yep. And scene. So, there's a whole big ass debate online of whether Lester, the 3rd brother that survived, was good or evil. I know you had mentioned you think he was good, he was just weird. And to me, I was like, well, it could kind of go either way, because to me, I feel like he knows what's going on, but he's kind of like, I don't want no part of it, my hands are tied. But he has to know that his siblings are kind of doing that. Some people say that maybe he warns people, but...
So, I thought about it. He's a nice guy. Ultimately, he is evil, even though he's a gentleman. I compare him to the old man at the gas station from Wrong Turn.
Yeah, there we go. That something is going on, but you're just like, I don't want part of it, so I'm just going to look the other way.
Well, so it comes out later in the Wrong Turn movies that he... I don't know if he was related to the cannibals or something like that, but he knew all about them. And so, yeah, maybe he's like the same kind of character where he's like, oh, I'm not going to take part in all of that, but I'm at least going to push you in that direction kind of thing.
Ah, so you think he would lure people?
I think he was the one.
That way. Okay, so you just like, oh, then that was only like one day to change your mind then.
It took a little bit to think about it, and then I thought about the old guy from Wrong Turn.
Yeah, because you were like, no, I think he's a good guy, and he's just misunderstood. But I was like, I kind of think he is, maybe not fully evil, but I would think that he is still part of the problem. Because he's not flat out warning people and being like, hey, my brothers, they do X, Y, and Z. Or don't go there because this could happen to you. Like, he's not warning people. So to me, I think he is sort of part of the problem.
That's fair.
Yeah. Or I didn't even think about that as a possibility of him, bringing people into that direction and kind of sending them to their deaths.
Yeah.
But not participating in that act. But who knows, if they do make a sequel, maybe they can make him, get revenge from his brothers.
I would love that.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
That's already a second movie idea right there.
There you go.
Look, because you didn't kill all the brothers.
Yeah.
They kind of left it open-ended to seem that way. Like, you didn't get all the brothers.
They're not going to reopen the town, so it's still going to be abandoned after they cleared out.
Yeah. But if everything's made out of wax, then everything melted and on fire.
Just the wax museum was. Everything else was normal.
I guess. I mean, we'll see. I mean, unless they do a remake. If they do a remake, then I wouldn't put it past them either because they don't like to do original ideas nowadays.
No.
They like to do a lot of remakes.
Yeah.
So, on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie got ready for this? 27%.
That's crazy.
Which is even worse than last week of Ernest Scared Stupid.
Alright. No one talks shit about Ernest. That movie's great.
Well, I said it's a worse rating than Ernest Scared Stupid because at least that one got like a 50 something. I have it written down too.
I don't think this one was that bad though.
It got... Oh no, it was also 27%. 27% also.
Good. You know what? That website's broken.
Yeah, that's why I said take Rotten Tomatoes with a grain of salt. I do always like to say it out loud to people because some people swear by it.
Yeah.
On the popcorn meter, which is the audience score, is a 44%.
More realistic.
More realistic.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those movies that didn't really age gracefully, but you still appreciate it. Because you're like, hey, it's an early 2000s horror film. That's just exactly how they go during that time.
Yeah.
It has, really good actors in it.
Yeah.
And every time I watch it, it never failed to forget that Paris Hilton is in it.
She's not atrocious.
I thought she did okay. Like, I mean, she's not the main character or anything like that.
Like I said in the beginning, she's in one of my favorite movies, Repo the Genetic Opera. However, she's not great in that because that was around the time when she's trying to be a singer, and the whole movie it's a musical, but her voice is not great.
No.
But yeah,
she made some bomb ass perfume back in the day, though. That perfume smelled great.
Sure. She has great hotels. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about her.
The nepotism.
Yeah.
She's a nepo baby.
Yeah. But I like this movie. I know you were like, it was okay.
I like it. I like it for what it is. Great movie night movie with, if you want to get together with your friends and you just want to watch something that's not gonna leave you with nightmares, but still get your horror movie fix.
Yeah.
And just something fun that you can just like eat some popcorn and chill. This is that movie. So I like it for that reason. If you love Chad Michael Murray, because I know some woman out there, your sister.
This is peak Chad Michael Murray.
This is peak Chad Michael Murray. Yeah. So yeah, if you like him, go for it.
Sure.
Definitely wasn't like. I guess he was a little too old for me.
Probably.
To really have a crush on him.
Yeah. You were probably like 5 years too late.
Yeah, probably. I know, like, my heartthrob during my time was Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Not much anymore, man.
Mm-mm.
He just...
I was trying to think of who I found attractive back then.
You told me some lady. I remember she was a redhead.
Oh, Felicia Day.
There you go.
That was like 2015. But like back then, like 2005, probably either Hilary Duff or Kirsten Storms from Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Yeah, which those were the girl heartthrobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Those are normal. And then yeah, and back during that time it was Chad Michael Murray, which makes sense because he did the Cinderella story with her. So
yeah.
Yeah, he's charismatic.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor. I like him. I don't have a crush or anything on him.
Popped up randomly. We were watching that Marvel show, like Agent Carter, at your aunt's house one day. And I was watching it, and I was like, is that fucking Chad Michael Murray? It was
He
so
always
random.
just pops up. He always does. Every time he pops up, I'm like, it's Chad Michael Murray.
He pops up random, and Devon Sawa pops up very random.
You know who's been popping up a lot that I said always fucking pops up? And now that I'm looking back at, like, old movies, and I'm like, he's in this movie too? Justin Long.
Yeah.
I was like, he's in so many goddamn movies, and I never realized it until now.
Justin Long is great, though.
He is in so much shit.
Him and Dodgeball is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, because I was watching, like, I have not watched Jeepers Creepers in a very long time, but I saw the trailer pop up, and I was like, Justin Long is in this movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, what else is he in?
He does a lot of horror movies.
Everything. He
He's
does
in
everything.
Drag Me to Hell. He was in The Walrus.
He does lots of rom-coms, too.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, like he did, what is that one called? He's Just Not That Into You?
Yep.
I believe that one? Yeah. He does a lot. You Drive Me to Hell, too. Oh, I love that one.
I hate that movie.
You don't like that movie?
It pissed me off with the cat.
Okay, that part pissed me off with the cat, but what I like about Drive Me to Hell is you feel so bad for the main character in the beginning until she kills the cat. When she kills the cat, then she starts making all these shitty mistakes. Then you're not rooting for her anymore.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I hope you die.
Mm-hmm. There's a sequel coming out.
Ooh.
Very soon, I think. He's probably going to be in that. More than likely.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then he's dead. Sorry.
So I just looked. Let's see what else he's been in, because it's been a lot. So Tusk was the Walrus movie I mentioned.
Yeah. Barbarian or something?
He was in Barbarian.
Yeah.
Accepted, another hilarious movie. He was in Weapons, which I've still yet to see.
Isn't he in Dodgeball?
Dodgeball, yep. He gets hit with a wrench.
Yes.
Waiting, a hilarious movie. Galaxy Quest, Zack and Miri, hilarious movie. The Sasquatch Gang, he plays a redneck with a mullet, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's, needless to say, has done a shit ton of movies.
He's done, yeah, and he's all over the place.
Yeah.
He'll do a lot of different shit. He'll do some serious, some stupid, some horror movies. He's great.
He does commercials.
But I just didn't realize how much he did until I was looking back at old shit. And I was like, wow, he's in that too?
Yeah. That's early Justin Long.
The what?
That's very early Justin Long. Was Jeepers Creepers.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's great. I like him.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're back to the wheel next week. This was my cousin Liz's pick of the week. We just kind of asked a whole bunch of listeners their favorite and their first ever movies, and we kind of just pick and choose what we wanted to review from there.
Yeah, we build the list off of what people have told us, and we,
There's a lot of repeats, I will say, for first horror movies. Because I know Nightmare on Elm Street comes up a lot. Mm-hmm. And that is my trauma movie. I know I have said a couple times.
We'll watch it eventually.
We will watch it. We will review it. We're just probably going to decide on, which one we're going to review, because I know one person told me the third one was their first one, and then another told me the fourth one was their first one, and I had said I believe the fourth one was the first one that I watched.
If you know the series, they don't get better.
No, they don't.
They get so much worse.
They should have stopped. We watched every single trailer the other night.
Yeah.
Because we were debating on doing Nightmare on Elm Street. And then we were kind of picking and choosing which one we're going to review. If we're going to go the first one, or if we're going to do a couple of them and maybe do something like we did with Fear Street. I don't think we're going to do all of them, but maybe we could do 3 or 4.
I feel like we'll talk about the first one, and then we'll pick out our favorite kills from the other ones.
We could do that. We could do that. I
or
almost feel like I want to do the fourth one just to kind of face my trauma a little bit. But so the trailers get worse and worse as they go on, and
yeah, I mean,
they really were milking it to try to get their monies in. I mean, that's what they're doing with the Scream franchise too.
it was a very 80s thing because they milked it and then turned it into a TV series that had nothing to do with Freddy Krueger, really. And yeah, but we could watch the first one, the fourth one. We could watch the second one and watch watch Mark Patton's career disappear.
That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
And the first one Johnny Depp is in, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we will have to talk about them. We will choose that one of these months.
We will.
Yeah.
But it is your turn to spin.
It is my turn to spin. What are we hoping to get? Hold on, I have to erase.
If you land on that, we'll just respin. We'll erase it
Okay.
later.
Hopefully I don't re-land on it. We do have some blank spots that I haven't filled in yet because I felt it wasn't fair to do those yet until we get some of these other ones.
What do you hope you get?
I don't know. So I'll just say what's left for you guys as a refresher. So psychological, teen horror, 2020s and up, classic, supernatural, killer female, cult classic. Did I say holiday? Holiday. And cosmic.
Yeah.
Maybe killer female. Killer female would be really fun to do. 2020s and up. I could always find something. I've watched a lot of 2020s and up. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So it went to a blank space, but I could either. Would you like me to re-roll it, or would you like me to do killer female? Because
Would you like killer female?
I wouldn't mind killer female. If you don't mind, I
don't.
do killer female.
I think we should.
Okay, so we're gonna do killer female, which means I think Josh meant for it to mean that the female is the killer, right?
I mean,
Or
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so killer female, as in the killer is a female.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go that route because I was like, does that mean when he originally said killer female? I originally thought it meant like it was just a badass
Like a final girl.
protagonist, like a Scream. Yeah, like a final girl. And you were like, yeah, you could do that, but I meant like the killer is a female. So I'm gonna go that route.
Okay.
The killer is a female.
I like it.
And I have a couple ideas.
Oh, okay.
I actually do have a couple ideas.
We'll watch some trailers then.
And I have two in mind. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do have two in mind.
Good. Okay. So we're gonna watch some trailers after this probably, and then see which one.
Which one will lean towards more, unless I think of a couple more. But right now, in the back of my mind, I do have the two. I won't reveal it to you guys because if I don't go that direction, I don't want to upset anybody. So, yeah, we'll be back next week with my pick of the week of Killer Female. Thank you so much, guys, for being patient with us this week.
Yeah, I promise not to, die again next week, probably. So.
I mean, it happens. We all get sick, If we ever go on vacation, you'll probably miss out on an episode 2. What we also discussed possibly too, Josh and I, was possibly to put out a little bit more material out for you guys from time to time. Would be once in a while I would do a solo episode, and once in a while Josh will do a solo episode, and we also discussed about possibly bringing on guests once in a blue, but just so there's not too many cooks in the kitchen, it'll probably be Josh bringing on a guest. Maybe he can do an episode with Joe. Hint, hint. Joe, because I know you're listening.
I'm sure he would love to.
That would be great, because you guys also have your other podcast, Conspiracy Kitchen, if you haven't listened.
Yeah.
Really great.
Thank you.
You guys did this cold case that was really, really interesting to me.
We've been tackling a few cold cases lately, and in our minds, we solve them.
I really, really like the camp one that you guys just did not too long ago.
Yeah, we talked about the Girl Scout murders. It was in the 70s. I think it was Ohio. And, yeah, we got into that one, and we get pissed off a lot.
Yeah, so if you want to hear Josh get really heated, definitely check out his other podcast, Conspiracy Kitchen, that he does with his buddy Joe. So yeah, we're going to do some solo episodes here and there. We can't guarantee you any dates or weekly anything. It'll just pop up randomly, so just, double check.
I do have a question. Is the reason you want to do some solo episodes really because you don't want to talk about puppet movies? And
I don't want to talk about puppet movies, but you can absolutely talk about a puppet movie if you want to. And maybe I can review something like a movie that you probably would not be interested in at all, or maybe it's just a little too girly for you, or you're just like, yeah, I don't like that horror movie. I don't really want to do that horror movie. Or I do tend to go to the movies a little more than you sometimes. So, like, for example, I went to see Obsession in the movie theaters, and it got great ratings and stuff, and it's something I would love to review. I did watch it with my cousin in the movie theaters, so I'm thinking of bringing her possibly on to do an episode as my guest. So just, tune in and see. And I feel like it'll also encourage you guys more to just pop in and see what we're doing.
Yeah.
For you guys. Josh is creating shirts.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for our podcast, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But,
Probably.
That is something that he's discussing and that he's interested in doing, and we'll let you know when it pops up.
We have a very small merch line for the other podcast.
You also have that, too.
But I'm working on a solo thing right now. We'll see how that goes.
The side hustles and everything. And then lastly, we are also on YouTube. We are on Spotify Music. We're on Instagram, the Spooky Swan Podcast. So just check that out. I'm in control of the Instagram. I'm not that great at posting, but I'm trying.
Better than me.
Yeah. Josh is supposed to be responsible for his Instagram, the other one.
I know, I have to get back on that.
Yeah, I post sometimes for them.
I've been sick. Be nice.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't posted in months. And
I am not here to throw
but...
Josh under the bus. I'm just here to give you guys a little bit of, updates of like what's going on. Again, thank you so much for being patient for this episode.
Yes, we will be back on time next week. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next week with a killer female film.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.